And welcome to Mr. Crap Shop, the man that calls himself Crap Shop because, as you will see with video footage that I may post with splatterburst targets, yes, I am not the best in the world. And as you well know, I possibly don't know fully, is only found blowback pistols 3 months ago, 4 months ago at best. And there is a little story of how I found blowback pistols, and there is a little story of where I've got to, and there is a little story, nevertheless, about why certain things happened in those videos that obviously need to be addressed. I'm all for safety, full stop. Little context to it. I think if you notice it says Walther nearly review or Sig nearly review on the two that I did post and now taken down. They were really supposed to be a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and as the title says, they are a complete novice way of looking at a gun. I think the context needs to be just put out there that guns are not toys, and that is quite correct. I think everybody that knows that is, yeah, there's little fallible moments whatsoever where I maybe put my finger on the trigger, maybe shown a little clip, an edited clip of a CO2 cartridge being in the magazines, but I'll try and edit those round so that they look better, because all these films do get edited and things can sometimes move out of context. Just to let you know how I came about blowback pistols, it was I dismantled my shed in my garden and I found an old BSA rifle, a crank jockey, that my father-in-law had, and I came in because occasionally we get little visitors in the garden, and I came in to see, hey, a bit like flog it, how much it was worth, and I went on eBay, and before you know it, once you're on the internet looking at air rifles and air pistols, suddenly a whole new world opens up. And I, in my youth, when I was around about sort of 9, 10, 11, so we're talking of 71, 72, 73, I never had an air pistol. I never had an air rifle. It was taboo in those days. At best I had was a cap gun, which I can still smell the caps that fired off. And at best we had a stick, and we'd shout "bang bang you're dead" or throw stones at each other as kids, and used our imagination to do everything. And yeah, I think we always wanted guns as kids, because we'd seen them on the films, we'd seen them on the movies, we'd seen them in 70s cop shows, and James Bond rolling around picking off people at will. It just fueled our imagination, which was our biggest tool when we were kids back in the day. So much so that as I started to grow up, you'd see, just for an analogy, the Scalextrics video, which looked, it was shot brilliantly. The cars coming over the humpback bridge and overtaking on the crisscrossy bit, and it would look fantastic. So you wanted a Scalextrics. It was there to make you feel as though you must have a Scalextrics. You know, the realistic thing was, it was a figure of 8 track. You could hardly keep the car on it. It'd fly behind the settee or over behind the curtains in the front room. Your mum wanted it picked up and taken away after an hour because it was too big. But yeah, it did nothing except go round in a figure of 8, and it wasn't actually as thrilling as the videos were. But when I went onto eBay to see how much my father-in-law's crank air rifle was worth, and then I got onto the internet and looked at how advanced blowback pistols had come on, and rifles, I was shocked. And I was also excited, like that little schoolboy that had been watching the Scalextrics advert. And now at the ripe old age of 63, I've decided that I think I'm a sensible adult. I have 2 kids, got my own business, do stuff out in the world of presentation, and I joined a pistol club as well to try and learn gun safety, because yes, I still pick up an air pistol like I would have picked up a cap gun back in the day, or a spud gun. We only had one spud gun, we couldn't afford potatoes really, but that was deemed dangerous by my parents. And yeah, any gun whatsoever is not a toy, and it is dangerous, and I understand that, and I understand the comments that came back about, you know, not feeling good, whispered voice, and all the rest of it. I understand. I really do understand that, and I understand that, yeah, waving it around, it was empty, by the way. They were all empty, by the way, because I do understand that if it goes off and you can get an unfortunate discharge and what have you, it looks wrong. But the films are edited, and I'm going to do my best to salvage bits out of it, especially on the Uma X HPP, because I've sold it now, so it'll be difficult to film that again. But yeah, it is an apology. Gun safety is of paramount importance. Indexing your fingers, you know, I understand that. They're all under EFA fingers now. And, you know, they'll be empty of ammunition, they'll be empty of CO2s, and my barrels will be empty as well. So we'll have plenty of safety on spec. But just to say, if you are interested in the old grey pistol test, I have film of me shooting the guns. I just happened to do a lot of live streaming back in the day for ice hockey and different sports, which I do a lot of commentary for. And I would say to yourselves that I am a bit tongue-in-cheek, but I'm certainly not endangering people. I've said it before, guns are not toys, but the thrill and the excitement of doing that, unbelievable. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's taken me back to my childhood again. I couldn't kill anything. I dote on animals, I dote on dogs, and in fairness, when I lifted the floor of my old shed up, half a dozen small, could have been mice, could have been rats, certainly vermin, emerged from their nest underneath my floor. And I literally looked at them and went, what are they? Should I kill them? And then said, off you go, lads, I ain't seen you. And I let them run away. So, you know, that's how soft I am when it comes down to it. Everything's got a right to live as far as I'm concerned. Even a lettuce, which grows, we rip it up and eat it. But there we go. That's just by my way of letting you know who I am. I will post the videos, and safety is incredibly, incredibly important to me. But I am learning. Maybe sometimes we learn by our mistakes, and hopefully that will work. But this short video was just a premise to put it out there. And hopefully you will enjoy the old grey pistol test. The guns I will be looking at: Beretta PX4 Storm. That's the first one. Sig Sauer X5. The second one, you will have seen some of that shooting evidence with that one already. The Walther PPQ M2. The Glock 17 Generation 5 MOS. Then I go into two non-blowbacks in the Beretta M92 FS, which is a single shot, as well as the Colt 1911 A1 Government. And I'm waiting on a CZ to come through shortly as well. I'm called Mr. Crapshot because one thing that nobody tells you when you buy your pellet pistols and you buy your funnel catcher of the pellets is that from 7.5 meters, that's tiny, and I shake, here's my French, like a shiting dog. Do join me as I go through this expose of my guns, and hopefully raise a smile, but also making sure that I do it safely. One of the things I dragged out of my bin, look at that, reused CO2 cartridge. So if I do put one in, I'll be using this, and I'll put a little mark on it so you know. Oh, I'm so sorry. And if I do make you feel uneasy, apologies. At the least I will do. Thank you. Thanks for listening.